Hi, welcome back. Ron here again. Welcome to part 2 of our technical background conversation around the Sun Java Composite Application Platform Suite. In this module, we're going to talk about business processes, service orchestration, and BPEL. If you haven't yet seen the Composite Application Services and WSDL module, I'd encourage you to start there. Now, we'll in this section, start imagining about the ability to put multiple services together. We saw in the last module that a calling application can invoke a service using a WSDL document. The notion of putting these together, we start to sense the power that is available to us through composite applications. In the diagram you see on the screen now, there's a series of yellow boxes all connected by arrows. This diagram as a whole then represents some business process or some multi-step function in our organization that we want to automate. So the notion of invoking web services is going to be key to that for us. So we're going to build a composite application that executes this entire business process. Each of the steps, or activities as we're going to call them in the process, invokes some service and accomplishes some step in the business process. When the first activity is complete, the second one's going to be invoked, and so on, until the entire process has been completed by invocation of these various services. Now in our diagram, we have four separate activities invoking four separate services described by four separate WSDL documents that describe the functionality of each of their respective services that are going to be utilized by our business process. The new element at the bottom of our screen is labeled Orchestration Engine. It points out a specific need we have, which is the need to orchestrate or coordinate the invocation of these services. The Orchestration Engine is an application that's going to oversee the invocation of these individual activities in the process. Now in our example, each of the activities is sequential, but in the real world we're going to need to be able to do something a little more sophisticated, applying logic before, after, and maybe between each invocation. For example, we may need to be able to say, if the output from the first service is A, then skip second step, go directly to third step, and so on. So we're going to need to be able to keep track of the execution, what steps to execute, to aggregate and process the data returned by each of our activities, and therefore in the end, hopefully produce something useful. The orchestration engine is what's going to oversee these tasks. The last piece we need then is to provide the orchestration engine its instructions for this invocation and the flow of these various web service calls. The piece we've added to our diagram now is labeled BPEL, and that's short for Business Process Execution Language. BPEL is an XML-based grammar, and it allows us to create an orchestration script. That script is going to be interpreted by the engine. The script describes the control logic required to coordinate the web services that are participating in our process flow. The BPEL script also includes all the instructions to the engine to coordinate the activities, maintain flow control, and do any error handling that needs described for individual activities and for the business process as a whole. So what we've seen then in this module and the previous are all the pieces we need to build up our composite application. In short, the orchestration engine is going to interpret the BPEL instructions which describe the individual activities. The activities are going to be invoked leveraging information stored in the WSDL documents. So that's our second module. The next one in the series is going to bring back composite applications that we talked about in the first module, talk about the layers of a composite application, and relate some of these other terms we've discussed. After that, we're going to be ready to step into Java CAPS itself. So again, I thank you for your time and attention. Again, I remind you, if you're interested in Java CAPS training, on your screen is a URL that will take you to our catalog of instructor-led training and an email address that can bring that training to you. Another short vocab and concepts review here. You can check your understanding of the concepts we've just visited. I'll see you in the next module. Thanks.